Detective Mark Halloway tightened his trench coat against the biting wind as he stepped into the dimly lit alley. Rain slicked the cobblestones, reflecting the flickering light of a solitary street lamp. The faint hum of the city buzzed in the distance, but here it was eerily quiet. A crumpled body lay ahead, partially obscured by a dumpster. Mark crouched beside it, noting the unnatural angle of the man's neck. His badge gleamed in the dim light as he fished out his notepad. "Jason Tremont," muttered Mark, reading the ID he'd found in the victim's wallet. A mid-level accountant with no criminal record. A family man, judging by the photo of two smiling kids and a golden retriever tucked in his wallet. What could have brought Tremont here of all places? Mark's gut told him this wasn't a random mugging gone wrong. The precision of the neck snap suggested expertise. The creak of a door snapped Mark to attention. A shadowy figure lingered at the alley's edge. "Hey, stop!" he called, but the figure bolted. Mark gave chase, splashing through puddles as adrenaline surged. After a frantic pursuit, he cornered the person behind a decrepit warehouse. It was a teenage boy, trembling and soaked. I didn't do it," the boy stammered, "but I saw who did." The boy, who introduced himself as Alex, described a man in a dark coat and gloves. "He was calm like he's done this before," Alex whispered. "He looked at me, but he didn't care that I saw him." Mark noted the detail, his mind racing. A professional hitman? The boy's fears seemed genuine, but Mark would need more than a shaky eyewitness account. Emily handed over Jason's calendar, where Mark found several late-night appointments marked with a simple M. Cross-referencing these with traffic camera footage, he spotted Jason entering a luxury hotel downtown on multiple occasions. His contact there, a night manager named Meredith, claimed Jason met frequently with a sharp-dressed man whose face remained elusive on security cameras. Mark followed the trail to a high-end tailor shop, the kind of place where suits cost more than his monthly salary. The owner, Marcel, reluctantly admitted that Jason had been there with a man named Victor Leone. Leone's reputation preceded him, a financier with rumored ties to organized crime. Jason owed him money, Marcel whispered. A lot of it. Digging into Victor Leone's records, Mark uncovered a web of illicit dealings. Tremont had apparently taken a sizable loan from Leone, likely to cover mounting debts. But why meet in dark alleys instead of boardrooms? The answer came in the form of an encrypted flash drive found hidden in Jason's home office. With the help of a tech-savvy friend, Mark unlocked the drive. It contained financial records, and not just any records. Jason had been siphoning money from his firm, hiding the transactions in offshore accounts. One file stood out, a payment from Leone to someone labeled Cleaner. The timing matched Jason's death. Mark's car screeched to a halt as another vehicle cut him off on the freeway. Before he could react, bullets shattered his windshield. He ducked, adrenaline pumping, and managed to ram the assailant's car off the road. The driver escaped, but Mark found a calling card in the wreckage, a black playing card with a silver skull. The card matched a signature left at several other crime scenes. The Cleaner was an infamous hitman, rumored to operate on an international scale. Mark's investigation had clearly put him in the crosshairs. But who had hired the Cleaner? The encrypted file pointed back to Leone, but Mark suspected someone else pulled the strings. Alex, the teenage witness, called Mark in a panic. Someone had broken into his apartment and trashed it. Mark rushed over, finding the boy shaken but unharmed. "They're after me because I saw him," Alex said. Mark vowed to protect the kid, realizing that Alex's testimony might be the key to unraveling the entire case. Leone's arrogance proved his undoing. A wiretap on his phone revealed a slip-up. He referenced tying up loose ends with a contact named Donovan, a name that sent chills down Mark's spine. Donovan was a retired cop with a reputation for crossing the line. If he was involved, this case went deeper than Mark had feared. Mark set a trap, arranging a fake meeting with Donovan under the guise of offering a payout. When Donovan arrived, Mark confronted him with a gun. "Who hired the Cleaner?" he demanded. Donovan smirked. "You think you got it all figured out? You're just scratching the surface." Donovan's cryptic words lingered in Mark's mind. Back at the precinct, he sifted through the financial records again. Another payment caught his eye. This one led to a shell company tied to an influential politician. Was Jason's death part of a larger conspiracy? Desperate for answers, Mark turned to a controversial informant, a hacker named Raven. Raven revealed that the politician in question had been using Leon's network for years to launder bribes. Jason had stumbled upon this, making him a liability. Mark's revelation put him and Alex in immediate danger. He relocated Alex to a safe house while preparing to confront the politician. But the cleaner struck again, eliminating Donovan and leaving another black card as a warning. Cornering the politician proved fruitless until Raven hacked into his private server, uncovering correspondence directly linking him to the cleaner. The politician's motives were clear. Silencing Jason had been a desperate attempt to cover his tracks. Mark lured the cleaner to an abandoned factory by planting false intel. The confrontation was brutal, with Mark narrowly avoiding death multiple times. In the end, he managed to subdue the hitman, uncovering a shocking twist. The cleaner wasn't a man, but a woman, her identity hidden behind a mask of professionalism and anonymity. With the cleaner in custody and the politician arrested, Mark's case seemed closed, but the victory felt hollow. Jason's family would never truly recover, and Alex faced years of therapy to move past the trauma. Mark's superiors praised his work, but the deeper corruption unearthed by the case left him uneasy. How many more Jason Tremonts were out there, silenced by greed and power? A letter arrived at Mark's desk, unsigned but bearing the silver skull emblem. "You took one of ours, we'll be watching," it read. Mark pocketed the note, knowing this wasn't the end. Mark helped Alex enroll in a witness protection program, ensuring his safety. The boy's gratitude reminded Mark why he became a detective in the first place, to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. Months later, Mark still couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The cleaner's network might be dismantled, but its remnants remained. Every shadow seemed darker, every stranger a potential threat. Mark stood at Jason's grave, a silent promise on his lips. He'd keep fighting, no matter the cost. The city was full of secrets, but as long as he had breath, he'd uncover them. The wind howled, carrying his oath into the night.